Hello guys, welcome back to your channel. Today I'm here with Keegan. Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Alright, Keegan, tell us a little about yourself.
I am a uh, conservative, constitutional conservative, a Christian, and a very proud American.
Alright, so today we are going to be covering two subjects. Are we going to be doing that in the same video or are we doing it in separate videos?
I say we do in just the same video and knock it out.
Alright then. Um, as you I'm sorry, I'm not exactly the best at this kind of stuff. I freeze up a
No,
bit,
yeah,
so.
you're good. No, I do the same, dude. You're all good.
Alright, so, today we will be talking about capitalism versus socialism. That'll be our first topic. And then we'll be talking about guns and gun laws. And you said something about Bryson Gray at the end.
Yes. Yes, I did.
All right. So you want to know? Can I ask your pronouns first? I just want to clear that
Uh,
off.
uh, I'm a, I'm a male.
All right, he, him. Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah. Um. Well, let's just
No,
get
you
what?
go ahead.
Well, let's just get into discussion. So, I'll let you start
Alrighty.
off with why you think capitalism, if you think that, is the best form of system. You can go ahead.
Um, so I'm going to give you my basic argument with this is there really will never be a best system so called because every system is always going to have its flaws and everything, whether that be capitalism, socialism, dictatorships, everything's going to have flaws. But for me, capitalism, and this is most recently been a big experience with me, is going out and getting a job and starting to work and understand how the economy works. The basic properties of capitalism, though, is let's say you have a sandwich, I have $5. I want your sandwich, you want $5. It's an exchange of goods and service for something of value. And that's the premise of capitalism. And there's um, a factor of free market, and if you want something, you go and work for it.
All right, I
Kind of
do.
rant.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, I was just gonna say I went on a little bit of a rant there. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's fine. That I asked you to explain it. But yeah, I do agree. There will never be a perfect form of what's the word I'm looking for? Economic. There will be no perfect economic system. And
Yeah.
well, these are my thoughts on capitalism. I I
Okay.
think I think there is some good to capitalism. Um, but
Mhm.
I think there is a lot of bad with like the wage gap and things like that. However, I do not think we
Yeah.
should move towards socialism. Socialism has its problems too because socialism just leads to a hierarchy, dictatorship, authoritarianism. So I'm kind of in the
Yeah.
middle ground there. I think democratic socialism, we can more help the people, give the workers a bit more power, and kind of level out the playing field a little, but at the same time, not give too much power to the
Yeah.
government. So that's the
Yes.
way I believe. I think that would work in. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, you're fine. Um, when do you think is like how much socialism is too much? Like when do you think the line is drawn, in your opinion?
Um, I'm not sure about that. I think, like Bernie Sanders' policies, I think his are pretty reasonable. Some of the things he supports are pretty reasonable. I mean, I don't agree with everything he believes in. Like, defunding the police is a stupid idea. Anyone thinks defunding the
Yeah,
police is going to work really doesn't have much sense. But a lot of people on my side do think that. I don't agree with it though. Um,
I do not.
but I do think we need to limit the power of the police and things like that, like hold them accountable for stuff they do wrong. But it needs to be honest, needs to be clear, needs to be there needs more be more transparency in this kind of stuff. If you get what I
I
mean.
agree. I agree to a certain extent. But what makes the police so powerful? Like, is it their equipment? Is it the way they act? I mean, they're
Well,
it's a broad statement. So
yeah. I believe that they have quite a bit of power with like collective unions and things like that, where they can just like take up for one another and things like that. And
yeah,
I think we need to like decriminalize drugs and things like that, so cases and not punish people so much for things. I think the laws are too strict, and this is not a good argument here. This is not a good argument.
no, dude, you're fine. I've debated a lot of people in my time, and I'm pretty young, but like people at my school, they don't even have counterpoints. They just start cussing you out and crap. So I mean, like I said before, this is something that needs to be done. People need to have rational conversations and not, you know, keep saying F you, F this, F whatever, and be rational about it.
I agree. But as I was saying, like I think we need to decriminalize drugs. Look at it towards like a medical issue rather than a criminal issue, because a lot of cases are
Yeah.
police will just break down your door with no knock warrants. And take what was his name, Amir Locke, for example. The police knocked
Mm-hmm.
down his door, no knock warrant. Well, this wasn't really with drugs, but this was no knock warrant. This had nothing to do with drugs, actually.
Yeah.
See, there was a murderer,
Yeah.
and they thought that was the room he was in. Wasn't even the right guy. They had the wrong guy. Amir Locke didn't even have a
Yeah.
criminal background. He happened to be sleeping with a
Mm-hmm.
pistol, and then they just opened the guy in the front, just shot him like 8 times. The person, he was holding a pistol. They woke him up. He was sleeping with a pistol. He didn't even have his pistol on the trigger or nothing. He was really, he was had he was really I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of. I get real fast, talk real fast with things and forget what I'm saying.
You're good. Um, so a couple notes on that. Um, did they ever ask him to put the gun down or no?
From what I've seen, in the video, they just woke him up, and then they did say something. I can't remember exactly what they said, but as soon as they said it, they just shot him. The person in the front did.
Yeah.
It was only one person that shot him. The rest of the officers didn't shoot. But
So so if it's in the context you're giving it to me, then I think that's a horrible thing. Um, I think there needs to be more training for cops because, in my opinion, you can't ever have enough training, no matter what you're doing. Um, in terms of like when it comes to like discharging your firearm and you go and you shoot a guy, I mean, the cops already have tunnel vision. They're focused on what's in front of them, and they just kind of you're in that mode where you don't think as much or process it until something's happened. Um, but yeah, I definitely think they need to figure out some stuff with the cops. I don't think it's fair to say that all cops are bad or anything like that. And I know you're not saying that. I'm just saying that in general. Um, it's just stupid. Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. That's why we need to better fund the police is so that for better training and things, so they know what to do in situations like this.
Yeah.
All right, that
Uh,
go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say go on ahead. That's all I was gonna say.
All right, so kind of went off subject there just a bit, but I mean it's free discussion. Um,
Yeah.
but back to capitalism and socialism, or democratic
Yeah.
socialism. I'm not a socialist. I do actually watch
Yeah.
people that are full on socialists, like Vosh, for example. I watch him quite often. I don't necessarily agree with everything,
Yeah.
but
I don't
um,
either.
but yeah, I try to watch people from all different backgrounds. I listen to like conservative music a lot. I disagree with it a lot, uh, kind of a lot more than like full on socialists. But I do disagree with liberals just as much as I do conservatives, because liberals they don't have a bit of common sense whatsoever.
I think liberals take it to a point where it's not about the original issue. Like, this is me giving you an example. Black Lives Matter. Um, so a year ago, there was this child named Camden or Caden Hitton or something like that, whatever. And this guy walked up behind him, shot him in the back of the head, point blank in front of his father, killed the child, and people from BLM were praising this guy like it was acceptable and crap. And it's like it they take it to a point where it's too far, no matter like the liberals take it way too far, and it's disgusting.
I understand where you're coming from there. I do not think that all Black Lives everybody that supports Black Lives Matter is bad, but they're the riots I believe were too far. They're not
Yeah,
justifiable. You're um there does need to be we need to fix the systems. I personally believe the systems are out of date. They don't work. They've been the same they've been for
yeah,
the history of this country. And as
yeah,
time progresses, you need things change. So the systems need to change with it. So that's my beliefs.
yeah. No, I don't think going towards socialism would be practical though, because there are many countries that have failed because of socialism turning into dictatorships and whatnot, and you've touched on that. But I feel like it's a big risk because if that goes the wrong way, you have civil war break out in America, uh, and crap like that's gonna happen.
Uh, yeah, there. I'm trying to say 3 or 4 different things here. Sorry, I'm not the best at this.
Okay. Yeah, dude.
But I totally agree that socialism is not going to work. But I think capitalism is on its way of dying out. Eventually, it will die out. Capitalism will. I think that like they're going to get fed up eventually. Uh, I feel like the middle class and they're basically slaves in a capitalistic system. Now socialism, it wouldn't be any better in a socialist society either, I don't believe. I'm not sure about
Yeah.
countries that have failed with socialism. I do know countries that are democratic socialist countries, like take Costa Rica, for example. Now, there are a few problems with it.
Yeah,
I think they have guns outlawed, but I don't like that. I think
yeah,
every person has the right to own a gun. There for a while,
yeah.
I did believe that assault rifles should be illegal, but I now know that
Hmm.
pistol accidents are way higher. That's number one cause of death, and mostly through suicide. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
So I tell you this, I actually used to hate guns. I really did not like guns. Um, and then one day I went out, I shot a couple. Um, I actually own a firearm now, and I, I treat it as a tool. And I don't think there's any reason why any gun should be banned, though. You know?
yeah, I understand. That argument I actually got convinced from a lot of conservatives that were commenting me and things. I did my research, kind of just blew it off. Thought it was like a
Hmm.
conservative talking point. Then actually Vosh he talked about it there in one video. He was like, and liberals when they want to ban the assault weapons, he went on a rant saying that's just another stupid liberal talking point about banning assault rifles. So, and then I did some more
Yeah,
research, looked into it better, and assault weapons I don't think are the problem. I think the problem is not as I think there needs to be more background checks. I do think that for those with mental health issues and such.
yeah. So when I went, I got my rifle. Um, it was I want to say it was a 5 day waiting period for me, and I was checked through the FBI database, and I'm not saying the system's flawless, obviously. There are going to be issues with it, but it works very well. And if something was to happen, or if I committed a crime within those days, it would show up on the database, and I would not be able to own a firearm.
Well, yeah, I agree. No system is flawless. There will always be problems because this is an imperfect world. So,
Yeah.
um,
I Now when it comes to guns, though, I, I'm going to nitpick here with what you said. Uh, there's no such thing as assault rifles or assault weapons. It's just a term by people who don't know what guns are.
I
Um, I know it's nitpicking, and I'm not trying to be a deep bag, but it's just something that's engraved in my head. So
I get that argument like every day from conservatives. I mean, y'all probably right. Y'all know way more than about guns than I do. I will give you that. Okay,
yeah,
y'all know way more about guns, but I actually do plan to start hunting eventually. I am interested in hunting.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
I understand why. And people's been telling me that like AK-47s are semi-automatic, and apparently that's true. I did look that up, and it's confirmed they are semi-automatic. So
I
my
mean, you can get full auto and semi-auto guns, or you can get versions of both. But yeah.
I don't know how I feel about fully automatic,
Oh,
semi-automatic.
really?
Yeah, I don't know why does a person need fully automatics? What I don't understand. I didn't know they were allowed to get them. People's been telling me different things.
So, so to get a fully automatic weapon, you have to get a Class 3 license, which is very extensive. Um, and it very expensive on top of that. and you're able to buy machine guns, SMGs, stuff like that. I think the thing is people don't understand how hard it is to get them until you actually go through a process. I don't personally have one of those because I'm not old enough to get one of those, but it's a very extensive process, and not many people are able to get the license. So but full auto, honestly, I can, y- y- and I don't ever recommend someone do this, but you can technically make any gun full auto by drilling a hole in an AR-15 and putting a pin in there, and you're able to make your rifle full auto.
Well, I didn't know that. I don't know too much about weapons, but I used to have
I,
what?
I know. That's why I'm telling you this stuff.
Okay. I don't plan to have a pistol, carry a pistol around with me everywhere I go anymore because I I know how dangerous pistols are now. So,
I mean, it's only going to shoot unless you pull the trigger. You know, don't
uh,
go off by themselves.
well, that makes me want to bring up something else, like school shootings. There's been a huge problem in
Yes,
America about that right now, or well, for a while.
yes, and it's horrible.
Yes, I most certainly agree. Um, uh, I want to talk about Columbine uh, in for a second. That one, for
Yeah.
example, there was a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people going on about how Marilyn Manson was popular during that time, and a lot of people were going on saying that his music has resulted in such an occurrence, and I think that is just delusional. I don't think music or video games or any of the such really influences this kind of stuff. I think there are problems with mental health and there are problems with bullying. I'm not really sure if the Columbine, the two were bullied during before Columbine took place. I'm not really sure about that, but there are problems within the school system about bullying, and I am very much
Oh
anti-bullying.
yeah, I am too. I mean, it's stupid, honestly, and and the school shooting issue of it. My solution to that is what if, and this is a big if the teacher wants to have a concealed firearm on them, let them have it.
I
It would
thought
be concealed. Good.
I thought about that. I there for a while I did have that idea in mind, but I kind of shifted over to have a highly trained security guard with a firearm. I feel like that'd be a better idea because they're trained to know how to use it. That's not a very good argument.
I guess my point though is like if a teacher is willing to throw themselves in front of a person with a firearm, why not give them the best chance to not only keep their students alive but keep themselves alive and neutralize the threat uh and process with that.
I understand your point here. I do also want to say something about there is a real problem with bullying going on in schools. I feel like I actually I
Oh yeah.
this is not really a very a something I know have too much experience with, considering the fact I've been homeschooled all my life. But from what I've seen, I'm
Okay.
just going to say from what I've seen, um,
Okay.
like a like they try to fight back. If a kid tries to fight back against their bully, you have the teacher go and punishing a kid trying to fight back. that kind of feels like
I've had that.
that kind of feels like a lot of things that happen, but in other areas of life in America, kinda. But I
Yeah,
digress. But yeah, that
yeah,
would go and punish them. I'm not taking up for school shooters, but I do have sympathy for some of them. The
yeah,
you're bullied your entire life and pushed around. You pushed to your breaking point. You got probably lots of mental health issues on top of that, depression, anxiety, what have you. Maybe stress from extensive schoolwork and testing. That doesn't help, but
hmm,
I digress. Um, and
yeah,
then you j- one day you just can't take it anymore, and then I'm going to stop right there. But the way
yeah,
the media frames it and the way that the school system frames it, they make it out like, oh, this person's just so evil. It had nothing to do with us. And then
mhm,
the media, you see the media making their billions off of it, the mainstream media. Oh, every single night we got to push on about how shot up a school, and
yeah.
it's the way they handle these
So,
situations. Go ahead.
so I'm gonna touch on that. And this is gonna be like my last point, and then I gotta get going. So I've been bullied a lot in school. Pretty much since I've started school. I'm in 11th grade. I'm in high school, and it gets worse and worse. But I find my ways out of that uh, just by talking to friends and just keeping people who mean something to me close by. And if and it sucks when you see someone find that breaking point and they just can't take it anymore. And I think it's horrible, you know. But there's definitely an issue with bullying in school and entire you fight your bully back and you defend yourself and you get punished. That's ridiculous. That's happened to me. I've defended myself and I've been suspended from school for that, which is stupid. Makes no sense at all. And hopefully one day that changes.
Um, there was one thing I wanted to say before you got going. I can't remember it for some reason. But you said you wanted to talk about Bryson Gray real quick. Um, so what'd you
Yeah.
want to say about him?
I mean, I just want to say, and the, his music's not for everyone. Um, but then again, I think what he says in his messages and what he's telling people is something that needs to be talked about, even if you disagree with it. It's just topics that need to be spoken about, no matter what the topic is.
I'm actually a fan of Bryson Gray. He's a really good rapper. My
Oh,
favorite,
really?
yeah, my favorite song from him, "Safe Space." I disagree with just about everything in there, but I still love the song because he's just a really good rapper. I hate mainstream rap.
Yeah.
I never listen to mainstream. I don't ever. I don't like saying never. Kind of superstitious
Neither
in
do
some
I.
ways, but I don't ever listen to mainstream rap. It's just I occasionally will listen to someone like Chris Brown occasionally. I mean, I don't love him, but or someone
Yeah.
like YNW Melly, Lil Baby, someone like that. But it's mostly just I listen like Tom McDonald, We Scheme. I don't know if you've heard of him. He is
Yeah.
he does political stuff sometimes, but he's moderate center. He's in the center, so
Yeah. Yeah, I
and
know what you're talking about.
oh, you do? Okay. But
I do.
yeah, I listen to a lot of people like that. Then I'll listen to a lot of stuff like metal and country music, even. I go from everything.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me on this and letting me do this with you, dude.
You're welcome. Thank you for
All right,
offering to
of
do it.
course, man. Yeah.
All right. You have a
All right.
great rest of your day.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right, and that will conclude this video right here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I guess I do debates now. But yeah, thank you for watching. See you guys in the next one. Try not to kill each other, and peace.